Hello, YouTube fam. How y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, a channel that I ran and I review. Fam, you know what? It's been a lot of people out there talking about, there's kids still playing with toys. Kids haven't played with toys since the early 2000s. Ever since KB Toys, Toys R Us, and all of those other places like Kmart closed. Sears and all of those other places. Now you're sitting here looking at Target clearance and shit at Ross. And, I talked to the employees at Ross and Target, and they're telling me that grown people cleared those aisles out. Not little kids. Those were grown people. Now we're sitting here talking about how many toys that little kids play with. Yeah, they play with that stuff for like kids under 5. Those big ass plastic G.I. Joes that don't move, that don't just stay stiff. That's what they play with. Those Paw Patrol and PJ Masks and, stuff like that. They're not playing with, McFarlane, shit, G.I. Joe, any of this. They're not playing with none of that. Man, let's keep it real, man. Why do people make it seem like kids out here just playing with everything? And, I'm just misrepresenting the youth of today. The youth of today playing with their electronics. They're out and about doing other stuff, man. A lot of them don't even go outside anymore. They all look like they're like turning into vampires and shit, man. Times done changed. Like I said, when I was little, we couldn't stay in the house, man. Your parents did not want your ass there. They didn't care if you didn't finish your chores. Get your ass out of this house. It's time for me to live my life. To do my thing. So you outside all damn day for like 8 to 10 hours, man. They don't care. Shit, they know where you at. Probably had a GPS track on your ass. Just being serious, man. But as I look at the toys and the situation now, and you look at how the toys done changed, they really haven't changed. These are the same toys from back in the day. The only thing that's bigger are the scales. Like if you looked at the G.I. Joes, they were 3 3/4. Now you look at them, they're 6 inches. You look at Superpowers by Kenner. They was much smaller. DC Multiverse is a lot bigger now. Now, if you look at Thundercats, they're about the same size as LJN. You look at the same thing with the X-Men and all of those. Marvel Legends, they were smaller when they were Toy Biz. Masters of the Universe, they were 5 inches. Now you're sitting there, they're like 7-inch tall. So, I'm looking at it like this, man. These are for grown people. Those $30 and $40 price tags, no little kid buying that shit. I know that kids have money. Pokemon is right now in, and the kids are buying Pokemon, but they're not buying the shit that you think they buying. Oh, man, he's going to buy this. Yeah, man, I know he's going to buy. No, he's not buying that. The kid is not thinking about none of that. He don't want any of that. The kids nowadays, they're thinking of stuff, to play with their phones, like this Roblox game, like the Switches, the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5. They thinking about all that stuff, man. They're out here playing and doing all type of shit, cruising with their family, to other countries, and, they're on planes, shit you didn't do when you was little. So the things that you have now that kids are doing, the world is different. Money is different. A plane ticket back then would have set a normal person back. But now plane tickets, man, people flying all over the damn place. The world is open. Toys are not as big as they used to be. Look at it. Board games. You remember families used to sit back and play board games sometimes with their kids, and, everybody used to have fun. When was the last time you seen some damn body play with a board game? Now, I'm not talking about you in your special situation. I'm talking about, have you seen regular damn people play with these actual board games and have fun? When was the last time you see somebody play Monopoly, Shoots and Ladders, The Game of Life, Quirkle, Connect 4, Shoots and Ladders, Candyland? When was the last time that you seen a motherfucker play with those? You haven't. When was the last time that you seen somebody, far as kids, playing with toys? It depends on what the toy is. When was the last time you seen a kid with a cell phone? 3 seconds ago. You look right out your window, you see a kid walking right past with a phone in their hand, or a grown person with a phone in their hand. This is what's happening, fam. Action figures are the way of the past for most children. They haven't grew up with that. We grew up with this. This is nostalgia. This is our childhood. We're buying a part of our childhood. We getting, back where we used to be, back in the day where we used to play with this stuff, man. Where we couldn't afford it. Whereas a $5 toy used to break your damn parents. Now you sitting here thinking a $5 toy will break your parents. You talking about a damn $50 toy. Now will break your parents. Shit, $20 and $30 will break a normal damn person, man. Toys were anywhere from $5 to $10 damn dollars. $10 being your Transformers, big Transformers like Optimus Prime being a little more. The biggest thing that I remember that the prices were really high on was the USS Flag, which was 100, and the Terradrome, which was 100. You see what I mean? What happened? We used to watch those cartoons that, ran like for 30 minutes an episode, and at the end they had those public service announcements where, don't get in a car with a stranger. Don't answer the door when your parents are not home. Don't pick up the phone when your parents ain't home. Don't leave things on the stove unattended. Messages like that. Stuff that you remember. Stuff that clicked. Now, back then, we didn't wear gym shoes that were stylistic now like they are now. We wore those strap-on shoes with those damn Velcro straps across. Anything that your mama got you from Kmart, SS Kresge's, Ventures, Zayres, Ames, shit, any of those damn off-brand ass places, Montgomery Ward and shit, stuff like that. But now, everything has to be name brand. Everything has to be branded. Everything has to, say something about everything. Like I said back in the day, man, shit didn't matter, man. You would sit there and play with your toys, while you having a good time. Man, I played with those toys when I was little, man. Check it out. But I knew when to go outside. Now, the thing is, it's not them going outside. It's the thing them playing with their phones, playing video games, and all that stuff, man. So we sitting here looking at all the shit that is going on, man. We're trying to find out what's real, man. And I'm keeping it serious. What is real? And you got to keep all this shit going the way it is, man. Like I said, when I look at these Funko Pops, I see, some of my childhood. I see DuckTales. I see The Simpsons. I see Battle of the Planets or Gotcha Man. I see Masters of the Universe, Powerpuff Girls, Inuyasha, G.I. Joe, The Gremlins, Godzilla. Just everything, man. And you sit back and you looking at this stuff, DuckTales, like I said before, Darkwing Duck. You just looking at everything. Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, man. You like, wow, you going way back, Unc, man. And you looking at the Power Rangers, Funko Pops. You got all that shit. Why? Because it all says something. You got the Thundercats. You got the Silverhawks. You got Masters. You have Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse. You have all that stuff to look at, to draw reference to. Like, you could relate each one of these damn toys damn near to a toy line. Fortnite. You see some of that every now and then. You see that on, like, the video games and things like that. You look at Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That one stays on TV forever, especially Power Rangers. I think it's coming to an end where they just going to go ahead and rebrand it and redo it. But you know what? I'm proud of them, man. I'm proud of them keeping a live action show going for so long that a lot of us grew up with. Now, mind you, in the 90s, I was what? A teenager or something like that, I think. If not grown, I'm not sure. But, I remember Power Rangers, man, and, I don't know. I think 2000? I'm not quite sure, man. I remember back in the early 90s, man, I got off into video games. I bought my first Neo Geo. Then after that, man, I went out to every damn thing, man. I was buying stuff. I had big totes or nothing but whatever, system it is, the games go in it. Man, once I get my mind on something, man, I go in. I looked at somebody comment, and you know what? It ain't nothing but love. They said it looks more like a storage area other than, other than a collection. Ain't no lie. That's what the hell it feels like. I don't give a damn how big the area or the space you got when you collecting. Dude, you storing a lot of that shit. Sometimes it's not as you may want it. You know, people say, "Oh, why don't you pose your stuff? It'll look better if you pose each figure." But if I pose the figures, it takes up more space. And see, I want to display as much as I can. You know, far as for me, you know, showing what I have, you know, a representation of everything: my shoes, my Funko Pops, my cologne, my watches, you know, my small electronics, my gadgets, video game consoles, the TV, the die-cast cards of all kinds, the action figures, the Funko Pops, uh, just just to name a few things, man. You know, like I said, there's still shit that I haven't named. The baseball hats that you see me wear a ton of, um, just everything, man. I collect a lot of shit. You know, like I said, and you know, it's good sometimes to have that, man. You know, because when I go to the store, my wife said it just seemed like sometimes you just pick up shit. You know, and you know, I was sitting there trying to figure, was she right or was she wrong? She said it seemed like you pick up stuff and you just, that's what it seemed like, you know. And I gotta call it for what it is, man. I don't just pick up stuff, and I want to be honest. What it is, I collect so many different lines. It looks like I'm just picking up stuff just to be picking it up. Like you see me pick up wrestling figures, and you be like, "Oh, you don't collect wrestling figures." It's three right there. I got like shit, probably like 20 of them sitting somewhere in one of these totes over here, man. You know, my thing is you have to be really careful with wrestling figures. You know, to me, they gotta be well decorated. They gotta, you know, actually look like something. You know, I stopped buying the basic ones because unless they real cheap and I could just use them as like to fill up the area, that's different. But you want to have some figures that look like they worth something in there, man. You know, like you want to have like this one. You want to have an Undertaker in there somewhere. You look how detailed this figure look. This damn figure damn near looks real. Look at this one. Hunter Helmsley look real as hell. Triple H, he looks real. This one looks real. This one was what? 689. This one was 22. Fam, you know, since I buy a lot of stuff, but I want to say something to you. I want to make sure you see this. It's a difference between the Elite with the FX. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. It's a difference between the ones in a blue box and this one. These to me seem more real, but these seem a little like a step up from those basic figures, man. And I've been looking at that, man, and I'm like, wait, hold on. They cost damn near the same. And it's like the female figures, man, be halfway not there. I'm looking now to look at more of the AEW. Man, those figures look raw as hell. AEW, man, they really doing their shit over there in that wrestling. As far as with the figures and things like that, the boxes, everything looks amazing, man. The thing that I want to touch back on is, man, when you seen all of that stuff from Target leaving, all that clearance, and all of that new stuff hitting the shelves, that's not kids buying it. That's grown-ass men and women buying that stuff. All that clearance, like I said, that was grown-ass people at GameStop and Walmart. Then you seen Ross and Burlington. Those were grown-ass men and women buying up all that stuff. So when I hear people talk about kids are buying this stuff, kids do go over in the aisles and buy a few items, but they're not buying it like we are. We have deep pockets. Kids' pockets are not as deep as their parents. Just keeping it real, man. My kid, when he was that age, his pockets wasn't as deep as mine. I worked. Shit, I had disposable income. His income was whatever I gave him. You get what I mean? I could give him $50, but I'm not giving him $50 a day. Should I give him $50 every 2 weeks? You know, $25 a week. You know, as an allowance if you do your chores and this and that, man, you know what? Shit, they got to work for that. You know, I don't give anybody anything. Nobody never gave me shit. Why am I giving it you? You know, and that's the thing. You know, I think nowadays kids don't have the opportunity to grow, to learn from shit. You get what I mean? You learn that if you work hard, you can get damn near anything you want. If you had to pay your way through college, if your parents didn't have a college fund for you, which most parents, a good 80%, I don't want to say 80, a good 60% of parents don't have college funds for their kids. 60, 70%. That 30% that have them, that's a blessing. And that's what you got to take it as. My parents told me, they said, hey, if you want to go there, you got to find a way. You got to make it work. Made it work. If you learn the value of hard work, you'll work hard to get the shit you want. Like I told you, that USS flag, I said, man, that price is too damn high. What they want over here. I said, you know what? I'm going to put a fill out and see, how many people touch back with me when it comes to that USS flag. I did the same thing with the Terra drone. Do you know? That's like number 5. It's 3 of them up there. One I gave away, and another one, man, I gave away because I couldn't take it with me. I didn't have these 3. After I came to this location where I'm at now, to this, place, house where we at now, I ended up picking them up, piecing them off, piecing piece by piece. And man, like I said, after a while, man, it was just crazy how many that I racked up. I did the same thing with the Voltron Diroga. People told me I couldn't get that. It's hard to find. It's hard to get. I had 8 of those damn things by the time I looked. It was 10. I sold quite a few of them off. And I think I got like 2 or 3 left. Man. My whole thing is a lot of people put shit to the test. It was like you couldn't find Transformers like that dude. I was buying that shit in bulk, in lots. Used lots of Transformers, man. I had so many damn Transformers, the shit was crazy. A lot of that stuff I had to leave, and I keep telling you, as a grown person, it's different from when you're a kid. As a grown person, when you got to cut and leave shit where it's at or give it away, because you don't have the space. There's nobody, you could come stay with me, little Johnny, or little Timmy. You could come stay with me. No, as a grown whole ass man, you ain't got too many people saying that to you. You got to go ahead and find a damn way. You got motherfuckers staying in their cars. Shit. Been there, done that. People that live in, storage units and shit like that, man, please. I know people doing some shit. They were getting away with it real hard before they had all those damn cameras. Now that they got cameras in all the storage units and they got them, like at every area, it's hard to do that now. The thing that was really getting people was the bathroom. And people were having those composting toilets in a damn storage unit. They buy the biggest unit and they were living in it. Man, you'd be surprised at what was going on, man. As a grown person, you got to find your way. I had a friend staying in a tent for a little while until he got his shit together, man. You had to do what you had to do. Now, I don't think there's a lot of do what you got to do. I think for a lot of people, shit is handed to them. Toys allowed you to have an imagination, allowed you to think outside the box. I know video games do too, but a lot of these video games are so damn violent. And it just makes you sit back and wonder, like, damn, what are they trying to teach us? Your imagination, it's like you almost becoming a soldier. What next? You going to enlist? You playing Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Destiny. You playing all these damn games with guns. Guess what? What's the next logical step? They know what they're doing. They don't want you to be little kids playing with toys anymore. They want you to be many adults where they can actually manipulate and maneuver into doing things that they want you to do. Back then, it was hard to do that because there was no electronics. There was no cell phones or gadgets that, tracked your location and all that shit. You was able to be out and about and you out missing. I mean, for like hours. Your ass was gone for 10 hours. Nobody looked for you. They knew you was okay. They knew you knew better to get your ass kidnapped. I'm not saying anything negative about anybody who lost somebody or anything like that, but they knew. They didn't helicopter your ass. They didn't go over there and watch your ass. They didn't care. They had their own shit to deal with. Mama wanted to watch her soap operas or whatever when she got off of work. She didn't want to be bothered with your sorry ass. And, she'll tell you that. You know what? You knew not to take shit too serious. You took them ass whoopings. You knew. Don't take this shit too serious. These are grown ass people with grown ass problems. They love you dearly. But when you fuck up, they gonna make sure you understand. I mean, damn, they made sure you understood. Boy, that ass whooping, it was like a reminiscent of days long ago, back in the days when they formed Voltron on your ass. Form feet and legs, form arms and body, and I'll form the head. No, you won't. I'll form the belt. And they go whooping your ass like, dun, 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 dun. They whooping your ass all across the form blazing belt. Like, you running around screaming, man. You remember Transzord Z? Man, Majin Z or whatever, Mazinger Z. You remember the female had the breast and her titties would shoot off? Man, you know what? They can't have that shit today, man. Even though all this twerking, women walking around half naked, it's amazing the shit you can't have and show. And they see a lot worse in the world, man. Damn, you remember sex ed back in school, man? Man, come on. And there was a big hassle about that. Now people are out here doing all kind of shit. They teaching everything in school now. It's just different. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's just I'm sitting here wondering, damn, my generation, your generation, all the generations were awesome. It's just, when you lived in a certain generation and all of that, my generation was the last of the, get your ass out of my hair. We were the last of the feral children. A lot of y'all said, well, my parents, they wasn't that bad, but, swimming with crocodiles and alligators, motherfucker, you did all kind of shit. Brother, I'm telling you, shit was in water that you thought wasn't in water. You see sharks swimming down south. You like, what in the actual hell? Now, that shit you wouldn't fuck with. The gator or the croc you would fuck with. But that damn shark you ain't fucking with. He on some bullshit. He'll pull you in that water so fast, he don't care. Dude, they tell you sharks don't jump out the damn water. Yes, they do. I done seen shit that would make your head spin. You like, he don't supposed to do that. Like, yes, he does. Dude, it's a lot of shit that you don't understand. There's a lot of things that, when we were little, we were taught. And we were taught not to pay attention and not to really draw attention to certain things. You was taught to look the other way. You was taught, yeah, I see that shit, but I ain't gonna get into that. People say, "Oh man, you ain't seen it. If you seen all this stuff, you would describe it. You be out there saying this shit." No, you leave shit alone. Again, don't go getting your ass out there and shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. You done seen shit. You done understood shit. You was taught shit. You knew to mind your business. But now everybody's showing everything. Nothing's secret anymore. The things that, you thought people were lying about, now you see them. Now you understand them. Now you like, damn, they probably just making this stuff up. This is probably a fake video or something. Man, this is not a fake video. What it is you never knew this stuff was like that. And now that you understand that this world is wide ass open and you don't really know, they talk about the firmament and all of that, but, if this is a dome, how does the sun and the light from the moon get into our atmosphere? Brother, if this is an actual dome, and I want you to understand, all of this firmament that we call it, this flat earth theory or round earth, I'm going to say flat earth. If we talking about all that stuff in general, it lets you know that the moon and the sun is in the firmament. It's not above the firmament. If man actually has been to the moon, then that lets you know the moon is within this dome. So they might actually have been to the moon. But if you think if it's outside of this atmosphere, outside this planet or this reality, no, they haven't been. But if it's inside this firmament, they have been there. You know, all this shit that they telling you, all this stuff that they trying to do, if you ever notice, like I keep telling you, look at the rockets when they take off. They don't go straight up. Rocket don't go straight up. It bends. It goes into an angle. They're not showing you the real thing. They have shot so many missiles. They have shot so many nukes at that damn dome to try to crack it. It will not crack. You know, all that nuclear testing that they telling you they doing, and they were out there doing this, they was trying to crack the sky. But they can't. You may have, cracked it a little bit, but you couldn't get out of it. You know, I hear a lot of people asking, is the dome over these 7 continents, a dome is around this whole thing. In my opinion, around these 7 continents is probably a wall. And on the other side of that wall are other continents. I don't believe this world as we see it, this is the only thing on this world. If that's the case, that's off. There's too much space for that just to be it. You get what I mean? Fam, there's a lot going on that you don't understand. And there's a lot going on that I don't understand. Everybody who has noticed something has went missing, found dead. You know, that lets you know that there's a lot of shit going on if everybody's being found dead, man. It don't work like that. People just don't normally go out and kill their damn self. They just don't. You know, stuff happen, but that's not a normal thing. Fam, look, I know I went everywhere with this, and I wanted you to understand. As a kid, we were forced to hear narratives that weren't true. We learned about a history that wasn't true. We learned about the Trail of Tears with the Indians. You come to find out that's something totally different. If you really look, then if you look up the Confederate flag and seeing where that actually came from, it'll just make you say, damn, that came from Indians. And it's like, wow, like really? When you learn all this damn stuff, it just makes you sit back and just say, damn, boy, we just been lied to. Wow. You know, people were talking about SpaceX, space stations, and all of that damn stuff, man. If it is, it's screwed somehow to the dome at the top. It ain't no damn space station out there. They haven't been out here. They're trying to get outside this world. That's what you think. All those Stargates that I told you about in the beginning, all those ones that they found since like the 1800s, all of those went missing. If they're leaving this place, they're using those gates to get out. This world has reset more than once, reset more than twice. All those big petrified, things that look like they're not real. You see a man laying down and you said, that ain't no man. That's just, a hill. That's a mountain. That's a man. You look inside as they cut the minerals out. It looks just like tissue and blood. It looks just like if you put it next to beef, it looks just like that. All that gold stuff that come out and you think, that's what you think that is. That's all of this. We just can't see it because we're not paying attention, really. You can show somebody something, then you could show somebody something. If you look at it, there have been so many patents that actually have been put on the books. There's been so many things that actually is happening. When the world shut down, it didn't shut down because of a pandemic. It shut down because they wanted to do other things. They wanted to implement things. But see, I can placate you by giving you liquor and weed and unemployment, all of those actual things, and keeping you in the house, and, you're not really crying about anything. I won't give you a ticket on your car because you can't go nowhere. There were so many laws that were changed at that particular time. There were so many things that were put on the books that we didn't even know about. Now that people going back through those patent books and through the laws, they're finding so many different things. You find out, man, shit is real. You find out that there's so much stuff going on. Man, I just want to say, man, keep your eyes open, pay attention. Project Bluebeam, Project Pandemic. They said, hey, look, it might be another pandemic coming next year. Man, there's a lot of shit going on. When I heard about the pandemic in the beginning and I heard about the outbreak, the virus, and all of that stuff, man, I looked at the homeless community. None of them was sick. None of them was dying. It just made me wonder, then what the hell is really going on? They're the most at-risk people there are, and you telling me they're okay? Then something is wrong. That's why I say always get a second opinion on shit. If you are diagnosed with something, get a second and third opinion. Don't just get one opinion. Make sure you exhaust all those damn opinions before you actually start doing anything. But with that being said, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.